Raptor Field. Bill Bob Thrash here. Brad Herring alongside. Raya Hargis back in the studio, our studio engineer. A 44-minute rain delay has got us to this point, and we are ready for some football. Brad, you were watching the coin flip celebration. What did you see down on the field?
Yeah, Perryton won the toss, elected to receive. They will be traveling from right to left on your radio dial. And so Perryton's going to get first shot on offense. Let's see what they can do.
Eric Maharis will be the deep man, spotted on the 7-yard line. We encourage you, if you would like, that we are streaming the game tonight, or PTCI is streaming the game. They are carrying our audio. There may be a delay, but welcome you on that broadcast. Good to have you along wherever you're listening. Here's Canadian on the left side of your listening device to tee it up and kick it away. We're underway. Surprise, surprise. From the 11-yard line, Maharis to the 20-25, stumbles and falls forward past the 25 to around the 28-yard line. First down and 10 Rangers as they move from right to left in the red uniforms with white numerals, Perryton in block letters on the front, written in white, red helmets with stripes down the middle and the Perryton logo on either side of the helmet. The Ranger logo on the shoulder pads as well. The pants are kind of the short three-quarter pants for most players, and they've got white piping up and down. A new look for the Rangers this year. Canadian in the white with black numerals, black helmets with the big C logo. Here's Julian Cervantes to start out first down and 10 in between the hash marks. Motion from top to bottom by Britt Blackshear. It's a bubble screen. It's caught by Sammy Perez, and a loss behind the line of scrimmage for Perez, who's downed on the play by Wyatt Davis. You heard about him in the pregame show. He runs the offense, and the junior linebacker for Canadian had 18 tackles, 4 of those solo tackles, and a sack and a forced fumble last week against Elk City. Loss on the play for the Rangers of a couple of yards. Second down and 8, just underway, scoreless first quarter. Perryton hosting Canadian in their 4th non-conference game of the season. Now from the left side hash mark, short side is left. There's trips on that side. 1, 2 receivers up top in an empty backfield, and Cervantes drops back and looks downfield. Flushed and runs to his right. The good defense stretches the play out, but Julian has cut the corner out of bounds at around the 37-yard line. A late flag comes in from behind the play, but Cervantes scampers for 10 after the coverage broke down, and he broke containment off to the wide right side. Let's see what the flag is on the play. Block below the waist for the Perryton Rangers, and that's going to hurt them as they are negated on that big play after that long run for Julian Cervantes. Now, the officials for tonight are a pretty good crew once again out of the Amarillo chapter. You've got Christopher Coing, the referee. The line judge is Nick Helton. Dakota Eaton is the head linesman. Austin Smith is the umpire, and the back judge is Christopher Johnson out of the Amarillo chapter. And many of you heard me say there just a moment ago, yes, I did say streaming tonight on the PTCI YouTube channel. So for those of you trying to figure that out, yes, streaming the game live on the PTCI YouTube channel. From the right side hash marks, trips to the short side left, 2 up top to the wide side right, play over the middle, the pass is up, and it's picked off. Canadian runs under the ball at the 48-yard line, and Julian Dominguez with closing speed outran the intended receiver on the play for the Rangers, Noel Venegas, and picked that ball off with an over-the-shoulder catch at midfield. And so Julian Cervantes tried to go deep on the fly route up through the middle, and what a play by the defender Dominguez, the junior defensive back, 5'8", 150 pounds, did the over-the-shoulder catch, and he picked it off. It'll be Canadians football at midfield, first down and 10, moving from left to right. 10:59 left to go. That's Julian Cervantes' 6th interception on the season. He had 3 last week. Deep ball that time, just picked off by Dominguez. Now Cavalier, the quarterback, rolls to the right side. It's a run all the way. Trying to get the corner to the short right side and out of bounds with a short gain on the play. The quarterback is Cameron Cavalier, the senior, 5'11", 170 pounds for the Wildcats. He starts off with a quarterback run of 3 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 7. From the right side hash mark, they work quickly. Bundled formation, trips to the left side, wide side, left that is, one over to the near side, pass on the way, caught on a back shoulder throw and complete down to the 21-yard line. The pass is caught by Max Dumbold. Dumbold is a 5'10", 170-pound senior. That's good enough for a first down, and Canadians on the march. From the 21-yard line, near the red zone, from the left side hash mark, here's Cavalier. Pressure coming, but he gets the pass off, and it's caught. Works through a tackle to the 15, to the 10. A blocker down the goal line. Touchdown, Wildcats. That's Caden Crooks to the end zone, and the Wildcats score quickly. 3 plays, 50 yards, and they're up 6-0 with 10:28 left on the first quarter clock. It certainly does not take long when the Wildcats get the motion going. Canadian in this series dating back to 2004 leads the Rangers in the series total out of the 18 games. For the Rangers, 4 up and 14 down. They've lost the last 5. Here's the Wildcats out of the Cavalier hold. The PAT is up and it's good. 10:28 left to go in the first quarter. Canadian leads at 7-0 on 98.3 KXDJ. Hey, you out in your car listening, boy. Which means, welcome to high school football on 98.3 KXDJ. Here's the kickoff for the Wildcats as they score quickly after picking off Julian Cervantes at midfield. 3 plays, 50 yards. Here's the kick. Directional. Off to the left side, hits Maharis, and he's in the end zone. He's running for his life to avoid the safety down at the 1-foot line. Forward progress will give Maharis the ball at the 1-yard line. As he watched the ball roll, he thought it was going to go out of bounds. It took a funny, gnarly hop to the right. He was in position, backing up and backpedaling, hit him on the ankle and went into the end zone, and that's when Maharis says, uh-oh. He retrieved it to keep from getting a Canadian touchdown, as that was now a live ball instead of a touchback, and then trying to get it out of the end zone, was only able to force it up to the 1-yard line, maybe more like the 1.5-foot line. So the Rangers are 99 yards away, and their deepest starting point after giving up an interception on the first play. Near the right side hash mark, now a back in the backfield for the first time. Motion from top to bottom, and the give is to big Sammy Perez. He gives a little breathing room to the Ranger offense, moving forward for a couple, and it'll be 2nd down and 8. Stop made on the play by the left side of the defense for the Wildcats. Julius Gonzalez blocked up the hole. Gonzalez, the 6'2", 200-pound junior for Canadian.
Canadians coming with their ears pinned back.
That first series with Cervantes going in with an empty backfield looked like they wanted to kind of establish the pass, and it didn't work out too good. The penalty sure did not help things at all. Fake to Perez, quick throw over the middle, intended for Britt Blackshear, too tall to call. The defense was there into double coverage for the Wildcats. Dominguez and junior Cervantes, the 5'5", 130-pound sophomore. Incomplete pass. It'll be 3rd down and 8 with 9:39 left to go here in a 7-0 Canadian-led first quarter. Good to have you along tonight. Rangers go on the road in the next 2 weeks. They'll go to Pampa, then go to Stratford before the next home game. That'll be Border to start off district play. Here's Cervantes with Sammy Perez off to the left side. 2 wideouts, wide side left, 1 up top, short side left. The pass is dropped by Blackshear, who had some running room up to at least the 7-8 yard line perhaps. But he looked downfield before he brought that wet pigskin into his breadbasket, and the incomplete pass will force a 4th down and 8, and the punter will be in the end zone. 3 and out for the Rangers, only 2 yards after putting themselves really backed up on the Maharis miscue as the ball hit him before going into the end zone for a touchback, and Canadian came with their ears pinned. Now back on the goal line. The Rangers will have to get it away quickly. Normally you would get 14 yards. In this case, only 12. 1 step, punt it away. Good punt. Hang time is good. Fair catch called for. Dropped. It's a live ball on the field, and it looks like the Rangers may have it at the 32-yard line. And they do. Perryton recovers the fumble as it's muffed at the 32-yard line, and falling forward with the football, coming up with it and running over to the sidelines is Braden Newman. The 6'1", 175-pound junior gets the turnover for the Rangers and then trips on the carpet scene coming over to his sidelines, and he is one happy camper, and the Rangers have the ball at the 32-yard line, moving from right to left, so turnovers are now 1 apiece, and the Rangers get a break after that blocking below the waist penalty really backed them up, and the Wildcats capitalized on the interception. 9:25 to go here in the first. Here's Cervantes with the back in the backfield. Short side is to the right. Cervantes RPO. He'll move forward with the quarterback keeper up to the 35 before he's dropped down, in a gain of about 3 on the play. From the bottom of the pile for the Wildcats, that's going to be Julius Gonzalez, and it'll be 2nd down and 7. Rangers in the red uniforms trying to get their first win of the season. They're the only winless team out of District 2-4A Division 2. Levelland at 1-2 currently. West Plains and Borger at 2-1, and Seminole leads the way at 3-0. 2nd down and 7. Here's Cervantes from the right side hash mark. 1 wide out on either side as it's a stacked up running play type situation. And Sammy Perez runs into a anvil at the 35-yard line, and he bounces backwards. Good first contact that time by the Canadian defense as Perez was met with a pretty good shot as he met the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. 3rd down and 7.
Yeah, just the defense for Canadian is just absolutely hammering our running backs. They are getting in the backfield and disrupting the plays, and so
Caden Rodriguez will be the back as Perez has come out. 2 wideouts to either side. Near the right side, the hash mark, Cervantes rolling to his left, looking downfield, faking the throw, and he's only going to get a couple on the play. And that'll bring up a 4th down and 5 to the 37-yard line. Cervantes looked like he wanted to throw the ball, running to his left. He had the right momentum going for that run and pass plays. Very difficult moving to your right as a right-handed quarterback. Or rather, the opposite way. He was running kind of against the trend, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was running left.
I'm left-handed, but that's that was running where he really would have had to throw across his body. Now the punting team is back on the field, and this one's a lower lining punt, and it's caught mid-stomach at the 33, and to the left he goes. Driven out of bounds at around the 49-yard line for the Wildcats. Bringing it back is Luke Flowers. That's the first touch for him, the 5'11", 170-pound senior, getting in the ball game for the first time. Flowers fumbled that first punt and now tried to redeem himself. Pretty good field position for the Wildcats on about a 10-yard return as Flowers caught it on the run and moved it up to the 48. First down and 10, Wildcats leading at 7-0 with, I guess, 4 minutes and 21 seconds gone by, 7:39 on the clock. And Canadian shows a 4 wide receiver look, 2 to each side. The short side is left, moving from left to right in the white uniforms. Cavalier calls for motion from top to bottom, and the play fake and the pump fake on the one-timer is a possible interception, and the Rangers almost steal one away as Flowers broke the route off and curled up into the interior of the field. The Rangers read that with Holden Rowland diving for the interception and just couldn't reel it in, but that was a miscommunication, and the Wildcats won't waste any time. It'll be 2nd and 10. Here they come. Play action, screen play, high toss off the fingertips of the wide receiver Preston Newmeyer, and that'll be incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 10. Also talking to Coach Cole Underwood before the game, he goes, you know what, I wish it would have rained earlier. And I said, you may get your wish, Coach. That would be the great equalizer in the ball game. And both Perryton and Canadian have found that that ball is very slippery when it's wet. Here's 3rd down and long. Cavalier pump fakes, throws over the middle. It's incomplete. And the Rangers force a 4th down as diving for the ball was Preston Newmeyer, the 5'11", 155-pound senior. And that'll bring up the 4th down and 10 for the Cats. And we'll see if they are confident in their offense and will just continue banging on the door, whether they'll pooch punt it away. They line up like it's going to be a passing play. Rangers trying to get back quickly. Now Cavalier drops back a couple extra steps, and he'll boot it away to an empty backfield, and that one will roll into the end zone after bouncing at about the 11-yard line. 1st down and 10 Rangers after the touchback, and so they've kind of staved off the attack with that good defensive stand, Bradley. After 5 minutes and 9 seconds gone by, they showed they can score pretty quickly. Rangers offense still hasn't got uncorked, although Julian Cervantes had one good run, but a block below the waist deflated that. And the play where Maharis backed themselves up, he was redeemed by the Luke Flowers muff on the next punt.
Yeah, that was a big one. You know, gave Perryton the ball, about the 35, 38-yard line. You know, that was a gift that Canadian gave them, but was not able to capitalize on it.
Offset I, 2 wideouts, wide side left. The give is to Perez. Up through the middle, breaks through the tackles of the interior lineman and goes forward to the 25 for a gain of 5. Sammy Perez struggling for extra yardage, and he gets 5 after contact. That run after contact, that category is so important to show how tough those running backs are. Riggs Pennington, the sophomore, brings down Perez after the first wave, couldn't get him on the ground. 6:23 on the clock, and now look for what originally was the plan to work that play clock all the way down to zeros, and the only way you can do that to make it effective is if you get 1st downs. And so the play clock now inside of 10. Rangers walk up to the line. It's at the right side hash mark. Tight formation with 2 backs in the set, and wide receivers squeeze to the left side, which is the wide side, and they let 1 second too many go off. And that's what you don't want to do, is playing a stall game, let your offense get a delay of game penalty trying to call an audible up at the line. And so you had things going pretty good, but the system to work is you got to stay away from penalties, and that's the Rangers' second one, and could be as big or bigger than the first blocking in the back after the long 10-yard run.
Yeah, had that at 2nd and 4, and now they're 2nd and 9.
Same look, tight formation. Wideouts 2 to the wide left side, and the play is a sweep coming towards us. Cervantes backed up, and here comes trouble. And he's cut down all the way back at the 10-yard line, a loss of 11, trying to sweep to the left on the student body left play. Canadian was in the backfield and then had numbers against Julian when he said, whoop, go the other way. And they chased him down and sacked him just up front of the 10-yard line. 3rd down and 19, and now instead of 2nd down and 4, it's 3rd and 19, minus 15 yards on the last 2 plays. Give credit to the defenders that time. They were in the backfield in a hurry and were able to have good spacing. Julian, whatever direction he went, was not going to get past at least one of the 3 defenders for the Wildcats. Trips to the wide side left. They're spread out now. Passing formation, 3rd and long. Cervantes looking over to the right side. Passes thrown and dropped at the original line of scrimmage by Gordo Estrada. Estrada a little bit behind with the throw that time from Cervantes, and that will stall the drive. It'll be 4th down and long. the Rangers will have to punt it away.
Yeah, Canadians defense, you know, Julian is used to being able to outrun some folks, and he's not able to outrun these linebackers. They're quick.
Punter getting some work in tonight at the 1-yard line. The rugby-style punter with one-step punt, and it's caught by Flowers coming this way. No, that's not Flowers, but he's to the 30. 25, 20, breaks it to the interior part of the field and down at the 10-yard line. That's Cameron Cavalier who brought it forward and was able to blast past the Gunners, as that punt was so low that it didn't allow those speedsters to get down and contain the senior quarterback return man. And Cameron Cavalier brings it down to the 11, maybe the 10-yard line on the return of about 30 yards, and that was quick for the senior. Cavalier now brings the Wildcats up to a first down inside the red zone. Flowers pops out wide. He's the widest wide receiver to the right side. That's the short side. One up top outside the numbers as they make it a 10-on-10 ball game. Offset I formation over the right side of the line. Flowers with the directional snap. They snap it to the running back, and he goes forward to about the 3. That's Caden Crooks, as Cavalier went for the over-the-head fake out while the snap went to Crooks, and he ran short side right for a gain of about 6 on the play. 4:15 on the clock as it winds down in the first quarter. Same look. It's a 10-on-10 matchup with one wide receiver way out to the far left side. That's the wide side of the field, and the screen play goes left. Cavalier down to the 1. Tripped up and cut down by Rowland at about the 1-foot line. It'll be coming up with a 3rd and 1 here, a goal line situation. You figure they'll probably think about 4-down territory, as Cavalier went for about 3 3/4. The nose of the football is just outside the goal line now from the left side hash. Cavalier looks left, claps for the football, changes his cadence and goes forward into the end zone. Touchdown. Cameron Cavalier, the second touchdown of the game for the Canadian Wildcats at the 3:34 mark, 13-0 with the PAT upcoming.
They can score in a hurry.
Indeed they can.
Well, and you get the punt, run it back down to your own 10-yard line. I mean, that was a net negative 1-yard punt.
Yeah, with the ball at the 10, indeed. 3:34 left to go in the first quarter. PAT is up, and it's good. 14-0. Canadian leads Perryton on 98.3 KXDJ. Short field, quick score. Canadian 14-0 with 3:33 left to go here from Ranger Field. Welcome. Kickoff is up and away. Maharis runs up to catch it at the 15, 20 now in the middle of the field, 25. Trying to get beyond a shoestring tackle, but he cannot. And falls down at that point by Wyatt Davis, who comes up in special teams and stops Eric Maharis, the 5'7", 160-pound senior return man, the speedster, up to the 25, and they'll give him the 26 on forward progress. First down and 10 Rangers from the left side hash mark, and the red uniforms moving from right to left for another 3 minutes and 29 seconds.
See if Perryton just can put together something and get a couple of first downs and use some of this clock and just get something going.
Here's Cervantes with a handoff. This one up through the middle. Nice run that time by Caden Rodriguez. Past the 30 up to the 33. They'll spot him at the 32. A gain of 6 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 4 with 3:17 left to go here in the first quarter. Still from the left.
Down. Five-yard mark-off makes it 1st and 15 for the Rangers. Cervantes on a keeper gain of 2, the 2nd and 13. Incompletion brings up 3rd and 13. Fielding Cervantes' punt rolls down to the 28, where the Wildcats will start their drive. Luke Flowers on the reception and no flags on the play.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Personal foul, 1 block, number 6 of the offense. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness to the defense. Those penalties will offset. Free foot.
Hayden Cook on the carry, brought down by Garrett Rowley. Second down for the Wildcats.
Point 2 seconds. That is the end of the first quarter.
Sideline, midfield, now 40. 35 into Ranger territory to the 30. And near the out-of-bounds marker to the Perryton 30-yard line. Cameron Cavalier rolling to his left and got a big gain after the pocket broke down and he had to flush off to the left side. 11:50 on the first half clock. The field, oh, sorry. We should have
audio now.
audio back on with our streaming service. So trying to keep you folks all around in all the mediums hooked up. Here's the PAT coming to make it 21-0. Snap is good. The hold is good. The kick is up. And it is through by Emilio Hernandez, the senior kicker. 3 scores for the Cats. They lead at 21-0 with 11:39 left to go in the first half on 98.3 KXDJ.
Yeah, he should have audio now. It's on. Pull. There you go.
Welcome back to Ranger Field. Bill Bob Thrash, Brad Herring in the booth. We got a roof tonight. Brian Hargis back in the studio, our studio engineer. Good to have you along. I was talking to Bryce Hale earlier today, and he's just acquired his Oklahoma brokerage license, so now can do business in both Texas and Oklahoma. And so you'll be hearing more from the Perryton Realty folks, how they can help you in Oklahoma. Directional kickoff to the right, fielded at the 15, squeezed on the return left side, up to the 20, 25, and down at the 27-yard line, as the Rangers will start off at that point. Back with the return was Gordo Estrada. Speaking of Bryce, his sons wanted me to give a big shout out to the concession stand, the FFA concession stand. They've got everything that you need.
No gain on the play brings up 4th down for the Rangers. Timeout.
30 seconds.
Whatever.
Yeah, man.
They're trash. Those were mine. I just tried to fill them, but they're. I tried.
10 seconds. And 3.
It's the politics of contraband. It's the smuggler's blues. Welcome back
We
to.
need to
You think we can
smuggle
smuggle
3
that?
yards out of here.
We need to smuggle that pigskin over that 43-yard line.
Yes,
is what we
we
need to do. Here's Julian Cervantes. Looks like they may go for it. Trips to the short side right. Hard count coming up here, and this is a very disciplined Canadian Wildcat team. You think they wouldn't fall for it, and they will snap it. On 4th down, Cervantes running to his right, and he will be driven head first down into the turf at the 33, and that play goes short of the yardage needed. And Canadian will make a stand on 4th down, and the Rangers give up the ball in deep their own territory. First down and 10, Wildcats from the Perryton 33. I like the look, I like the play call, but Canadian firing off the ball, getting back there 2 or 3 yards deep into the backfield.
Well, and there's 6 guys that are on the Ranger side of the line of scrimmage.
They need to give them a red uniform.
Yeah.
9:37 left to go here in the first half. From the right side hash mark, 2 wide out, split wide out. That's Luke Flowers around the sticks on the left side. And the hard count now for Cavalier. He's got a free play. He'll go for the big one. Down to the goal line. Caught into the end zone. Touchdown, Wildcats. Preston Newmeyer with the grab on the free play. And we would think that it would stand as Cavalier went to the hard count. And that is going to be a touchdown. Newmeyer went up and got that ball and fought for an extra 3 or 4 to get in to pay dirt. And the Wildcats are stacking it on now, 27-0 with 9:29 left to go in a weather-delayed first half here at Ranger Field. PAT upcoming from Hernandez, the right-footed kicker. As they wait for the snap, good hold. Low kick, but it's through out of the Cavalier spot. 28-zip Canadian, 9:29 to go first half. You're listening to high school football on 98.3 KXDJ. Welcome back to Ranger Field. 9:29 left to go here in the first half. 28-0 Wildcats on the Cavalier to Newmeyer TD connection. Free play after a hard count. Floated it up there. Newmeyer round underneath it and grabbed it and dropped it in. Here's the kickoff coming from Emiliano Hernandez from the right side of the field, right to left. And the boomer bounces at the 4 and goes into the end zone. The Rangers will have it after the touchback at their own 25, moving from left to right now. Well, the rain moved through after we got those first lightning strikes and were delayed. We got a deluge. And for those of you who know what a deluge is, that's a lot of rain.
That's a lot of rain.
It is, isn't it? And probably dropped, I don't know, maybe a half inch in the time span of maybe 5 to 10 minutes. The storm, once it moved out, I set all that up, Brad, with, the lightning goes off, they're going to reset. The smart money said, you know what, it's moving away from us, it's not going to lighten in on us, let's get this game going.
Yep.
Good decision. So we got underway
Absolutely.
at 7:45 after a 45-minute delay, and the rain has moved on. Pretty good storm, though. Pretty good rain. Here's Cervantes in the middle, in between the hash marks, a back off to the right hip, 2 wideouts to the bottom side right, 1 up top left. Run is by Sammy Perez. Tried to get to the outside, cut it up across the grain, outside the sticks and inside the numbers for a couple, maybe 3 on the play, up to the 28.5-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 7 as the game clock gets near 9 minutes and ticking. We want to thank our KXDJ Sports Booster Club sponsors for their participation in the 2023-2024 KXDJ Sports Booster Club. Perryton National Bank, DeWitt Roofing, Kimco Services, Hansford County Vet Hospital, Cliffland Brokers, and First National Bank. From the left side hash mark, 2nd down and 7, RPO. This time the give again to Perez. Hits hard at the 28-yard line, the line of scrimmage, and goes forward maybe for 1, but the defense was there to square up Big Sammy. Give him about a half yard on the play, just beyond barely the original line of scrimmage, and now the Rangers will be forced with another 3rd down and long, 7 needed. That defensive left side is really stacking them up. Britson Wilmoth, Julius Gonzalez on the left side. In the center, you've got Abraham Marino blocking up that middle on the defensive right side, and outside ahead, Riggs Pennington, a little taller at 6'6", but still very quick for a tall guy, and gets fired off the ball really quickly. 3rd down and 7, timeout on the field. We'll take it with them. 3 seconds under 8 minutes left to go in the half. Canadian leads at 28-0 on 98.3 KXDJ. Third down and 7 from the right side hash mark. Cervantes calls for the ball. RPO, looks downfield. Has the pass receiver down the field, tips it into himself. It's a great catch, oh my! Pass is brought down by Perryton's Peyton Sunday, who tipped it up in the air, went horizontal, grabbed it, and then thud on the artificial turf. What a play. Cervantes got strung out. And we're going to have a roughing the passer call as well behind the play. So Perryton gets a penalty in their favor. And Cervantes did a good job directing traffic there. I don't know if you could see it or not, but you probably can see it on the replay if you watch the PTCI broadcast. But he was telling Sunday with his motion, go, 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 clear, and I'll get you the ball. Threw it over the defender. It was a contested pass. He dropped it in on a dime. Sunday tipped it up to himself, had his back to the ground, falling down to the turf, caught it in his belly, and the Rangers have their deepest field position of the ball game now at the Canadian 33. I'll make that 28 from the right side hash mark, moving from left to right. Cervantes back in the shotgun, 2 wide out, short side right, and the give is to Big Sammy. Up through the middle, he brings a load. Forward for a couple, maybe 3 on the play to the 25, and that'll bring up 3rd down and 7 as the Rangers try to sustain a drive and get some momentum here after 4 unanswered touchdowns by the Wildcats. They milk that play clock down now at 28, expect it to continue. Canadian 3-0. Childress is 2-1 and second in the district standings. These are all non-critical games, the preseason, if you will. Spearman, Tulia, and Dimmitt all at 1-2, and Friona's looking for their first win at 0-2 in District 3, 3A Division 2. Here's Cervantes again. This goes to Rodriguez in at the tailback position. Canadian trying to strip the ball from Rodriguez as he busts through the 25-yard line for an extra yard. Gain of 1 on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 6, probably in 4-down territory, you would think, down by 28. We'll take the show on the road next week as we go to Pampa. And then we'll go to Stratford after that. 6:12 left to go here in the first half. And the Rangers trying to get their deepest penetration thus far. Inside the 30, here's Cervantes, calls for the ball. Straight back drop, looks downfield, throws it, and it's caught. At the 18, slipping one tackle at the 18 and going forward, and that'll be good enough for the first down. The Rangers' Noel Venegas gets the pass and catch, and that's a first down for the good guys. Now at the 18-yard line. 5:42 left to go here in the first half. Rangers' deepest field position inside a Canadian's end at the 18 from the right side hash mark. Rodriguez in at the tailback, trips to the tall side left, one down low short, and Cervantes will run it all the way. Forward over right tackle, not much meat on that bone, to the 17. Gain of 1 on the play for the quarterback keeper all the way there by Julian Cervantes.
Good hard running there by Cervantes, just nothing open. And so he's, it's just balled up inside. There's 5, 6, Canadian players and just not getting a whole lot of movement across the line for this offensive line for Perryton.
10 seconds, under 5 minutes to go. Same look, trips up tall side left, one down low to the short side. Rodriguez has a hole near the 15, inside the 15 near the 10. A good gain on the play. They'll spot him down at the 11. Rodriguez goes forward, and it'll bring up a 3rd down and 3 now as the Rangers try to punch it in. After being behind midfield for the entire ball game, finally getting it on the plus side in Canadian territory, and this is the type of sustained, time-consuming drive that Coach Cole Underwood was trying to draw up in his pregame scouting report. Same look from the right side hash, except this time the trips are on the short side left. They flop the field. Here's Cervantes with the handoff to Rodriguez, and he's caught from behind and wrapped up by the defensive lineman, Julius Gonzalez. Gonzalez, he's a load, 6'2", 200, came from behind the 5'5" running back, and the junior Rodriguez was stuffed at the 11. No gain on the play. It'll be 4th down, and you're going to probably call it 3.5, maybe 4 on this play. They'll need every bit of 3.5. 3 3s on the clock. The Rangers will go for it. Rodriguez is the running back off to the right side hip, near the right side hash mark, and 2 wideouts to either side. Sunday is the inside receiver to the right. Cervantes looks right, pocket breaks down, he scrambles. Throw to the goal line and out of bounds, and that will be a turnover on downs. The Rangers tried to force it in there with the ball to Sunday, who was at the pylon on the offensive right side. Good protection that time by the Wildcat defensive backs. It's Camden Cook and Julian Dominguez back there face guarding those Ranger receivers, not allowing them to get open for any kind of space. And Cervantes, once the pocket broke down, had to force the play to the right, which really limited his ability to go to the other side. And Sunday was not in real good position, and Julian threw it mainly out of bounds. Thanks to our KXDJ Sports Booster Club sponsors. Thanks to PTCI, who's live streaming the game tonight, carrying our audio. Thanks to Perryton Realty, Chihuahua Auto Sales, Edward Jones, Equity Exchange, F&F Plumbing, and Schilling Electric. Here's Cameron Cavalier. It's a misdirection play. The running back is Crooks off to the right side. Rangers have him finally figured out is that counter tray type play where the running back is on your left and you hand the ball off running behind the line to the right. Tried to get it upfield. Not a bad game by Crooks, but the Rangers were there defensively once they got into the area. It was Dane Staggs to spearhead the defense there after the 5-yard tote. 2nd and 5 with a back in the backfield. Slot to the right side. The short side is left. They'll air it out over the middle, and this one is short of the receiver. Preston Newmeyer was on a fly route with good speed, and he had space in between him and his defender, Britt Blackshear, but the ball was thrown too much to the inside, and Newmeyer couldn't catch up with it. Incomplete pass, 3rd down and 5, and while the last player, Newmeyer, is getting back to the line, it's Cameron Cavalier with a new football. He's ready to fire. They'll call for the ball from the 16-yard line, 3rd down and 5. Straight back drop now. Cavalier flushed off to the right side. Throws it, caught to Flowers, and he's on the move to the Canadian sideline with a 1st down. Beyond the 25, we'll see where they spot it, where he went out of bounds, somewhere around the 27. Flowers on a little slant route helps out his quarterback as that motion moved to the right side. 1st down and 10, a deuce and a quarter on the clock. Cavaliers claps for the ball, and he rolls to the wide side left. Looks downfield, pressure coming. Throws the ball intended that time for Newmeyer, but Newmeyer had it deflected off of his shoulder pads, and that falls incomplete. 2nd down and 10 with 2:17 left here before the half. Cavalier and company will move back to the line. Flowers will still be split out wide. He's the inside receiver to the wide side left. Outside of him, it'll be Preston Newmeyer. That's where all the action has gone so far. Coming out now to make it a trips look for Canadian will be Wyatt Davis. He's on offense, and one is on the short side right. Cavalier option run. Off to the right side, gets the corner. Near the 40 and out of bounds. That's good enough for a 1st down, and beyond the 40 to the 42 as they move the sticks. Canadian with a 1st down and 10. 2:09 left to go here in the 1st half. Canadian trying to get one in before the half. They lead it 28-0, nearing the 2-minute mark. Shotgun look, here comes pressure. Cavalier just throws it into space. What was intended to be a screen play to Crooks, and Dane Skaggs was putting the heat on the senior quarterback, and that play goes incomplete. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Skaggs now gearing up, trying to get into that backfield and create some havoc. 2:05 to go. Clock is stopped from the right side hash mark. 2 wideouts to either side. Cavalier in the gun. 3-man defensive look for the Rangers, and they come with pressure. Cavalier airs it out, and nobody's home. Flowers again broke that route off to the middle, or Cavalier saw that it was double coverage and just said, I'm just going to throw beyond the play, and we'll take the incompletion. 3rd down and 10 after 2 back-to-back incompletes. Cavalier now 28 seconds on the play clock to see over to his dad and head coach Andy Cavalier as the play comes in. Crooks is in the backfield. Newmeyer swaps over from the left side. He'll go up top to the short side right, and they pack it in on the left side for a strong side running look. Motion out of the backfield is Crooks. Nobody goes with him. Cavalier on the move. He takes it to the right side and the short side, and he'll have the 1st down and more. Bobbles inside and then cuts outside and goes out of bounds inside of Perryton territory around the 40, maybe the 35. It's difficult to see because it's across the field. Looks like they'll mark him at the 35-yard line as he put a little stutter step on the defender and got an extra nickel out of the play. 1st down and 10. They don't waste much time. Here comes the Wildcats. Pressure in the backfield. Cavalier stands his ground. Throw! Caught! 10-5. Touchdown. That one's caught by Julian Dominguez, and into the end zone he goes. That play had some zip on it as it was thrown at around the 35, caught it around the 10, and Dominguez was well in front of his defender and just a couple of strides into the end zone. 34-0 with a $1:42 to go, and the PAT upcoming.
Yeah, he rifled that ball.
He did rifle that ball.
It had some zip on it.
That wasn't a little 22
no, that wasn't
rat shot. That was a real deal, wasn't it? PAT upcoming out of the Cavalier hold. Kick is up, and it's good. 35-0, Wildcats, 1:42 to go over the Rangers before the end of the 1st half. You're listening to High School Football on 98.3 KXDJ. Welcome back to Ranger Field on what was a rainy night, now a very pleasant night with a lot of humidity in the air. Rainfall fell before we came onto the broadcast, and we had a 45-minute delay. We're just an hour into the game, and the Rangers trail the Wildcats 35-0 with a $1:42 before half. Welcome back to the broadcast. Bill Bob Thrash here, Brad Herring alongside, Raya Hargis back in the studio with the KXDJ compound. Here's the kickoff. It's up and bounces at the 7. Maharis up to the 5. Make that Sunday up to the 5, up to the 10, and spun around and falls forward to the 14. Peyton Sunday with the return for the Rangers. They'll have it first down and 10 with a short clock. 97 seconds before the end of the first half, but you got to look for the victories, I suppose, Brad, when you're faced as a deep underdog. No surprise.
Correct.
Basically.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
look for the victories in that last drive, even though it was a 4 and out. Definitely some momentum to build on.
Finally made a couple of first downs there on that. Nice pass, the tip pass, the receiver tipped to himself.
Sunday making plays. Shotgun look from the left side hash mark. RPO, and Cervantes finds an open seam. Gets to the outside and sprints up to the 25, near the 30, before he's pushed out of bounds at around the 29. Cervantes showing he's got some wheels. And that'll be enough for a first down. $1.29 left here in the first half. Coming into the ball game is Zach Valdez. He brings the play in from the sideline. They give Cervantes the 29.5. It'll be first down and 10 from the left side hash. Rangers in the red uniforms, Canadian in the white with black helmets and numerals.
That's easy for me to say.
First and 10, here comes Cervantes, hard count. Rodriguez with a give. The scat back crashes through the 30, still on the left hash mark, and goes up to the 32. A gain of 3 on the play. It'll be second down. And I'm going to call it 7. They've got 8 on the board. I've been saying for a long time, Brad, that they keep adding steps to this deal because I got to bring the equipment up, before the ball game.
Mm-hmm.
And I figured out they didn't start row 1 until row 3.
Really?
And I had no idea. Because I count the rows, and I get up, and it's like row 17. I'm going, I'll get my equipment. Almost there, And I'm thinking, there's got to be more rows than 17. I figured it out.
Yeah.
Row 1 is actually row 3 if you're going up the hill. Second down and 7 from the left side hash. Play action. Cervantes airs it out. He's going to airmail his receiver in double coverage. Gordo Estrada trying to run the post route, but just overthrown. Zach Valdez also a receiver on the play, but Canadian had numbers that time. 4 defensive backs against the 2 wide receivers, and those DBs are running as fast as the receiver was. Cervantes tests out the arm and was able to chunk that one for a pretty good 40 to 45 yards in the air. Blackshear split off as one of 2 wide receivers to the wide side right. 2 up top, short time left. Third down 7. Here comes Cervantes, chased by a bunch. Get to the 36 and forced out of bounds at that point, and we'll have a stoppage with 24 seconds on the clock by Julian Cervantes going out of bounds, and that'll be a timeout called, and we'll take it with them. 24.4 on the clock before the half. Wildcats lead the Rangers 35-0 here from Ranger Field on 98.3 KXDJ. 4th down and 3. Cervantes looking like he's going to punt it away this time from the 36-yard line. Probably a wise move. 24.4 on the clock. And they will boot it away. End-over-end kick will bounce at the 31. Take a Perryton bounce. It's wrap yard time, Bradley. Boom, 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 boom. An extra 14 yards for the roll after punt yardage. And Canadian will have 13.4 to go before the end of the first half. You'd think that this would be in any
Take a knee.
take a knee situation.
Take a knee situation.
Normally that would be the call, but
Go to the house with 35-0.
They remind me of your stories about your youth and your traveling
They
experiences.
can get in race car mode.
They put the gas on the pedal, man.
Mm-hmm.
Put your foot through the floorboard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hey, the Perryton Activity Center wants you to know they're grateful for those of you who have had patience during this transition time with their system being updated so they can accurately track the payment processes. That old system was just so out of date. Cavalier rolls the ball to the right side on the option, and that will be the end of the first quarter. Chris Sloan down there at the PAC just across the way here at the parking lot says, thanks for all of you who have been considerate and patient. And that is with great respect that he appreciates you to get through this situation that can be frustrating at times. But he just wants to encourage you that it's not the front desk people that's making this issue linger for you in your busy schedule. So if you could, and you've got some issues that you want to discuss, talk to Chris at the PAC and let's work it out and let those folks at the front counter do their job. And it's not their fault, and they'll get through this. Be patient. Take a chill pill. Are you good at that, taking a chill pill?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Yeah, me too.
Seldom.
I'll do the sometimes as well. Perryton Activity Center, proud supporters of high school athletics on 98.3 KXDJ and the Sports Booster Club, as is Interstate Bank, Adobe Walls Gin. You're in that. A-Tech for you. Why do you
Yes, sir.
Why do you advertise on KXDJ?
Advertising on KXDJ works, and they can prove it.
Indeed. N5 Wireline, thank you as well. Plains Land Bank, Newmeyer Drilling, Bill's Pest Control, Robertson Wireline, First Bank Southwest, Daddy's Dogs, and more, and Villegron Energy Services. Thank you for your support in the KXDJ Sports Booster Club. That's going to do it for the first half. Canadian with a big lead, 35-0. Got 23-26 on the clock, which means you have plenty of time to get yourself a cool and refreshing beverage. Indeed. While you do that, we'll do this, pay a few bills. Ryan Hargis back at the studio will get in the command module and guide you through the next 10 to 15 minutes when we come back. Brad will give you the stats behind the stats. We'll look at some of the other scores going on around the area and break down this very impressive first half by the Canadian Wildcats. They lead at 5 touchdowns to nothing, 35-0. You're listening to High School Football on 98.3 KXDJ.
You lock your doors to keep criminals out, but do you lock your network doors? It's also important to keep your home network protected. According to experts, cybercrime continues to increase. With Protect IQ added to the PTCI Wi-Fi app, you can lock your home network doors. Don't wait to lock out intruders. Visit ptci.net to request Protect IQ and to download the PTCI Wi-Fi app today.
Welcome back to Ranger Field. Bill Bob Thrash here. Brad Herring alongside. Ray Hargis back in the studio, our studio engineer. She takes control of the halftime for us so we can take a little break from the action and let the high-powered NASA computer power up for Brad's stats behind the stats. Take it away, Bradley.
Yeah, looking at the team comparison, Canadian, 12 first downs for the first half, Perryton 4. And 5 of those for Canadian were by way of the air. 7 of those on the ground. For Perryton, it was 2 and 2. First down by penalties, none for each team. Third down efficiency, Canadian 4 of 5. Perryton 2 of 9. And Perryton also 0 for 2 on fourth down. Total yard department, Canadian with 266 yards of total offense. Perryton only able to come up with 102. 126 yards through the air on 5 of 13 for Canadian. 36 yards through the air for Perryton on 3 of 10. Passing average is 25.2 yards per pass for Canadian, 12 yards for Perryton. And the rushing department, 140 yards on the ground for Canadian, 66 yards on the ground for Perryton. Perryton toted the ball 24 times for their 66 yards. Only 12 rushing attempts for the 140 yards for Canadian. Averaging 11.67 yards per rush for Canadian, 2.75 for Perryton. Perryton penalized 3 times for 23 yards. Canadian penalized once for 12 yards. Turnover department is even in this ball game. Each team has lost the football once, one by a muffed punt by Canadian, and then one interception thrown there in that first half for Perryton. The punting average on the one punt for Canadian was 57 yards. 5 punts for Perryton, 174 total yards, averaging 34.8. And the strange number here is time of possession. Shows 18 minutes, 8 seconds of possession by Perryton, 5 minutes, 34 seconds for Canadian. It does not take them long to score.
That's a touchdown for every minute.
Yeah, exactly.
They lead it 35-0 with 4 minutes left to go here in the halftime portion of our broadcast. Lopsided numbers. The penalties is one that I've got to harpen back to. The Rangers with just a little bit of success there in the first half, and it seemed like when they did have a little bit of momentum, they were crushed and marched backwards, and that's kind of been the theme as this young team tries to find their way with first-year head coach Cole Underwood. Thanks to our KXDJ Sports Booster Club sponsors for their participation in the 2023 KXDJ Sports Booster Club. We repeat it because we want you to know how important they are to us, and they support the athletic programs, allow us to broadcast these games for you. And so all we ask is that you give them a shot at your business and express your gratitude. If you enjoy the broadcast, tell them thanks for them, because they mean a lot to us. Perryton National Bank, DeWitt Roofing, Kimco Services, the Hansford County Vet Hospital, Cliff Land Brokers, First National Bank, PTCI, Perryton Realty. Bryce now has his brokerage license in Oklahoma, so he can do real estate in Texas and Oklahoma. That's important for you folks that are in our listening area in the Oklahoma Panhandles. Chihuahua Auto Sales, Edward Jones, Equity Exchange, F&F Plumbing, Schilling Electric, Interstate Bank, the Adobe Walls Cotton Gin, A-Tech for You, N5 Wireline, Plains Land Bank, Newmeyer Drilling, Bill's Pest Control, Robertson Wireline, First Bank Southwest, the Perryton Activity Center, Daddy's Dogs, and more in Villegron Energy Services. Let's take a look at the KXDJ scoreboard as some of the games are final from Thursday play. Canyon rebounded after their loss from Canyon West Plains. They won over the Longhorns from Amarillo Caprock. The Shamrock Irish got by Sanford Fritch on Thursday, 42-32. Headley defeated Patton Springs 64-43. Stratford over Vega, leading in the fourth quarter. This is a Friday night score. Stratford 52-7. That in the fourth quarter. All of these games are going to be in the later part of the second half because we got a 45-minute late start. Dalhart leads Freona 21-7 with 6 to go in the ball game. Groover big over Amarillo Highland Park Hornets 54-30. Canyon West Plains, they're big over, or not big, but a delayed game against the Paladura Dons. It's 14-7 according to my Texas football, Dave Campbell's Texas Football Friday night scoreboard. Panhandle all over River Road 58-25. Wellington over Spearman 12-6. That is a final. We're at the half here 35-0. Hereford leads Tascosa 20-14. Clarendon over Smyer. Smyer up in the rankings, and they're getting doused by the Broncos from Clarendon 58-18. Sunray ranked in the top 10. They are all over Stinnett 58-0. Groom and Claude 46-26. Groom with just seconds remaining in the first half. Lima big over Paducah. Happy's Cowboys 45 Crest 68-22. Bushland all over Borger. They're off to a hot start. Or the Bulldogs. Bushland's bringing them down to earth tonight 35-0. You got some games over there you're looking at, Bradley?
Yeah, Decatur Eagles 56-0 final over the Pampa Harvesters. Booker Kiowas 52-6 over Hearts Longhorns. Miami Warriors over Paducah 56-28. I think you got everybody else. Levelland Lobos and Lubbock Estacada. Estacada is 41-9 over Levelland.
Estacada breaking into the top 10 in Region 1 action in Class 4A. For the schedule left for the Rangers, they will go on the road for the next 2 Friday nights. Next week we'll go to Pampa, sit outside with the Peeps. Then we're off to Elk Country to take the Stratford Elks on the 29th. And then back here for the next home game on October 6th, where Levelland comes to town for the first district ball game. Then an open date on the 13th of October. Then a travel to West Plains on a Thursday, the 19th, for a game on the top of Happy State Make Stadium. Borger comes to town to close out the home season in district play. That'll be homecoming on the 27th, and then a long road trip to Seminole on the first Friday night in November to take on Seminole. Could have playoff implications written all over it. Both teams back onto the field, about to kick it off. The Rangers will boot it away from the left side of your listening device off to Canadian, who will move the ball from right to left across your device, whether it's a radio or a computer screen or possibly your dashboard in your vehicle. 12 minutes on the clock. We play 4 12-minute quarters in high school football. 35-0 Canadian here through the first 2 frames. Kicking it off for the Rangers will be Joel Alvarez. He has been the punter of record in previous games, but Julian Cervantes has been taking on that responsibility. Here's the lefty. He boots it away. End over end kick. Caught at the 10 by Flowers. Up to the 15, now 20. Chased by the kicker, Alvarez. Runs past him out. Here's Flowers to midfield. Running down the sidelines. Trips over the 35-yard line and will be tackled at that point. And a flag coming in from the line judge away from the play. That is Dalton Lesperance running out in front of the official, and now the official and Lesperance are having some conversation, and we'll see what the penalty is. But that play was 40 yards, 50 yards away from Luke Flowers, who ran out of bounds at the Perryton 30 after catching it on the 10. And the way I look at it, that's 60 yards on the return, and they'll get a little bit tapped on top of that from what appeared to be some type of sideline type infraction, and that's a big one. That's a 15-yarder that will take it to the Perryton 15. And Canadian, that's one thing they don't need is a short field. That makes their ability to score even quicker. 14 seconds is run off the clock on that kickoff return by Luke Flowers, who got a head of steam going, and he wouldn't be brought down, somersaulted on the 30-yard line. Here's Cavalier back in the pocket, flushed. Breaks through a would-be tackler to the 10, to the 5. Wide open in the middle of the field. Touchdown, Wildcats. Cameron Cavalier up through the middle. One play, one score. Third quarter finds the Wildcats up 41-0 with 11:40 to go here in the third stanza.
Wow.
He put the old ghost on the would-be tackler in the center there by the Rangers. Kick is up, and it is good. 42-0 Canadian in front as they score on the only play of the second half. You're listening to High School Football on 98.3 KXDJ. Welcome back to Ranger Field. Third quarter, Rangers kicked off to the Wildcats. A long kickoff return by Luke Flowers to the Perryton 30. A penalty to the 15. Cameron Cavalier runs it up the middle for the touchdown. Here's the Rangers on the kickoff return. Caught at the 14, up to the 20, 25, and forward to the 29. That return by Gordo Estrada for the Rangers in the red uniforms. First down and 10, Rangers on the left side of your listening device, moving from left to right here in the third quarter with their first offensive possession. Right now we're talking in the last, I just got that text. Thank you for that reminder. We're talking about the ability to score and how quickly they score. Brad will bring that information back up, and it really truly is amazing. From the middle in between the hash marks, here's Sammy Perez to run the football up to the 30, maybe the 31 with forward progress, a gain of 1.5 yards, maybe 2 on the play. Canadian there with the defense to make that stop. The interior portion of the line, Wyatt Davis gets up as the last man on the pile.
Yeah, I was looking at these starts and stops on Canadians' first series, 44 seconds, 3 plays, 50 yards for a touchdown. Their second one was 9 seconds, 3 plays, 3 and out with a punt. And the next one was 54 seconds, 3 plays, 10 yards for a touchdown.
2nd and 8. It's the give. Perez running this way. And down at the 40-yard line. Good run that time by the senior Sammy Perez off to the right side on the RPO. Looked like Cervantes held that ball in for a long time before Sammy was able to grab it and go. That's a read by Julian Cervantes, whether to give it and he has a seam, doesn't have the seam, or whether he has that seam to run straight forward. Perez takes it to the outside right and gets a little bit of the quarter cut, and the Rangers have a first down from the 40. Play clock down to 13. Game clock just above 10. Here in the third quarter, Rangers down 42-0. Cervantes, quarterback option run all the way, and he's stuck down before he can ever get that line of scrimmage and more by Wyatt Davis. No gain on the play, if not a little bit of a loss. 2nd down and 10. Rangers 0-3, Canadian 3-0. Looking to go to 4-0 here with a big lead, 42-0 against Perryton.
You know, and it shows why they're 3-0.
Oh, no doubt. They got incredible team speed. I'm just
across the board
marveled.
The big boys are fast.
Yeah. Cervantes with Sammy Perez in the backfield. Quick hitch pass, and it's caught. A little bit of blocking up front and forward to the 43-yard line by Gordo Estrada. Estrada with a pass and catch. Tacklers all around there for Canadian. Looked like Camden Cook was the mainstay of the defense coming out from the sideline area as Camden Sanchez. He got a piece of that pass reception, good for 4. So 3rd down and 6 now. As Perryton had some blockers in front, and they were up there to allow Estrada to have a little seam to bust through and kind of bottled up that defensive left side to allow Estrada to get that scamper for 4 yards. He comes back out as the wide out to the right side. 5 on the play clock. They got to go. 3, 2, 1. Cervantes pump and go. Here comes pressure. Flag on the play. And Cervantes is slung down, and his head hits the turf pretty hard there as Luke Flowers gave him the 360 and pulled him down by centrifugal force.
Going to be holding, judging by where that flag was thrown. And it is.
Holding against the Rangers, and they could take the play, or they think they will decline the penalty and take the sack at the 37-yard line, making it 4th down and 14 after the loss on the play of 8 yards. 8:26, and the clock continues to wind. 22 on the play clock, and they'll call in the punting team. Cervantes has been taking the punting duties here tonight. Joel Alvarez in there now, and they'll show the 2-punter look. Now Cervantes says, oh, you're punting it? Okay. Oh, exit stage right. And now Eric Maheris comes in late, and there'll be a delay of game penalty for the Rangers. trying to get the signals and the personnel in from the sidelines. That's the one thing when you play Canadian, those decisions, you have to make them quickly, you think, because of the way they play. They speed up the game so much that you lose track of some of the basic fundamentals. Here's the punt by Alvarez. Good high punt, end over end. And the play is caught by Luke Flowers at the 31, who falls then on his buttocks and is unable to get any return yardage. First down and 10 Canadian from their own 31 with 7:45 to go. In Class 4A Division 1, Tyler Chapel Hill Bulldogs have remained in the number 1 slot, unbeaten at 3-0. China Springs and Anna follow them. Anna at 2, China Springs at 3. Bernie's Greyhounds took a loss in their first 3 games. They're still holding their own at the 4th ranking. Salina's Bobcats, a familiar name, in there 3-0 at number 5. Here's Crooks running the football up over left tackle, over on the left side hash marks. He'll get the 35 and a little bit more. Gain of 5 on the play, 2nd and 5, and Canadian up to the line of scrimmage. From the left hash, 2 wideouts, top and bottom. Short side is left. Cavalier throws the ball on the bubble screen. This one is caught. It's Preston Newmeyer past the 40. He'll get the 41, and that's good enough for a first down by about a half a football. Newmeyer getting a lot of work tonight. He had a fantastic touchdown catch earlier. First down and 10 Canadian. Still in their own end from the 41. Moving from right to left. Cavalier rolls the pocket to the right. Throws on the run. Caught at the 45 to midfield. Breaks through 1 tackle. Rangers try to get him down at the 45 in their own territory. And finally, a posse of Rangers was able to bring down.
And a flag.
The reception and little.
I don't know if we had a late
Tom
hit
trickery
there or what.
Little extracurricular activity after the play, as the pass is caught by Max Dumfield. Dumfield, I apologize. Dumbold. And the senior wide receiver, 5'10", 170 pounds. This will be a personal foul, unnecessary roughness against the Rangers, and the penalties continue. That'll take what was a pretty good gain by Dumbold and mark it even further into Ranger territory to the 29. Rodriguez comes on the field as a 12th man. He's got to come back off now as the personnel is set in stone. From the right side hash mark, 2 wideouts, top and bottom. Flowers on the inside left, and they look for him. Pump and go to the end zone. They try to get it to Flowers coming out of that second position, and that ball will be incomplete. Preston Newmeyer in the end zone felt like he was in a pretty good position as well. Second down and 10 after the incompletion. 6:38 to go here at Ranger Field. 42-0 Canadian in the third quarter. We got a late start. Here's Cavalier on 2nd and 10 from the right hash. Misdirection play, running play, stop and go. Running back in pretty good position up to the 25, forward to the 20-yard line. And that's where Sladen Dickinson will be tackled after an 8, maybe 9-yard gain as they give him the 21. Now from the left hash. Cavaliers still at quarterback. You would look for him possibly to have 1, maybe 2 more possessions, and then the fourth quarter would most likely be the time where you'd maybe get in your backup and try to get some extra reps. Cavalier off a right tackle will get the first down inside the 20 to the 19. They'll work quickly. Shotgun look, go back off to the backside hip, and the handoff runs to the left side. Open running room with a broken tackle. Helmet-to-helmet contact on the 13-yard line, and the play will be blown dead at that point. And Julian Cervantes went man-on-man that time with Dickinson, and he wanted to come off for the play. He got rocked pretty hard with that shoulder. That was a pretty stiff blow by Julian Cervantes on defense. Cavalier, it's a foot race to the pylon, and he'll get in for the touchdown. Cameron Cavalier makes it 48-0. And the concern I have is watching Julian Cervantes come off after that hard helmet-to-helmet upper body contact by the running back and Perryton's quarterback defensive back. Julian Cervantes, he wanted to come out for the play and now is trying to find some rhythm after that stinger where he went with pretty good contact against the running back. Touchdown by Cavalier, high snap. He'll put it down in time, however, and get the PAT through by Hernandez. 49-0, Perryton trailing Canadian with 5:16 left to go here in the third quarter on 98.3 KXDJ. .516 left to go here in the third quarter at Ranger Field. The Canadian Wildcats 7 scores to nothing, 49 zip. And the kickoff coming up from the Wildcats to the Rangers from right to left. Ball teed up on the 40-yard line for Hernandez, and he boots it away. A little pooch kick directional off to the returns left side. Braden Newman was able to catch it there at the 25 and carry it towards the out-of-bounds marker. Looks like they'll give him the 27, 28-yard line, and the Rangers will take over first down and 10. Got some real concern after watching that one-on-one matchup by Julian Cervantes a moment ago with the running back Dickinson. Cervantes got the worst end of that head-to-head contact, and he came off kind of slumping one of those shoulders a little bit. That was a hard shot, no doubt about it. He comes back in to play quarterback here, trying to run some feeling into that throwing arm on that right side. Running play, this will be Rodriguez running off a right tackle, gets the outside, and pretty fair gain there of 3 yards up to the 30 and a half, maybe the 31-yard line. Let's go ahead and give him 4. It'll be second down and 6 as the Rangers operate here in the third quarter with 4:46 left to go, down 45-0. 3-4s on the clock now as it ticks. 22 on the play clock. Will they still maintain that focus on getting those zeros close on the play clock? Apparently not. 10 still left to call. Rodriguez with a good push by the offensive line, probably one of the best rolls forward that we've seen by the Perryton running game. Edgar Ramos pushing the pile forward.
First down.
Giovanni Hernandez also moving the pile forward. And that's a first down and 10 for Perryton up to the 37.5-yard line. In between the hash marks now, trips to the short side right, shorter side, one up top tall. That's Maharis, the speedster. Cervantes in the shotgun, favoring that shoulder still. We'll see if he can throw the ball. He'll run it in between traffic. Tries to get to the outside, he does. Sprinting for a first down to midfield. Out of bounds near the 45 in Canadian territory. Julian Cervantes with a good run there on the first down carry. 3:39 on the clock. The Rangers inside of Wildcat territory, trying to get in for a first score of the game. They'll have it first and 10 from the 44 inside of Wildcat territory from the left side hash mark. And now they'll look over to that play clock and continue that ideal that they had coming in of shortening the game by using the clock, especially after a first down, to milk that play clock inside of double digits. Here's Cervantes with trips to the wide side right. Shows the ball to the running back. He'll take it. Line of scrimmage Pretty close, but I don't believe they'll give him the line of scrimmage. He'll be a yard short. Caden Rodriguez with the carry. And he's going to be a little short of the down marker, 2nd down and 11. Rangers still operate from the left side hash mark. Taking a break is Nehemiah Harris, the 5'9", 255-pound defensive lineman. He'll get a blow on 2nd and 11. Rodriguez in at the back. Cervantes in the gun. Trips to the wide side right, one up top. Roll the pocket to the near side. Looking.
Throw it away.
And he just throws it out of bounds. Avoiding the sack and outside of the pocket, Julian Cervantes pushed pretty hard in the out-of-bounds area. Defended that time by Brizzen Wilmuth, who strung that play out. 3rd down and 11 is, they just made that 12th man on the field, the sideline, come in and shortened Cervantes' ability to try to get anything going, and the defense was coming fast and furious like the train coming down the track with that light. It's really small, and then it gets a little bigger, and then it gets bigger and bigger.
Yeah, they're going to go ahead and take a timeout here, it looks like.
2:19 left to go in the 3rd quarter. We'll take it with them. You're listening to High School Football on 98.3 KXDJ.
I'm Ebony Loren.
Coach Cole Underwood, and they've got 20 seconds on the play clock, and they're going to let the senior make a play here. 4th and a yard. Rangers need some excitement here. Ball from the right side hash mark.
Need some movement on that offensive line.
Maher is split out wide to the left side. Cervantes comes under center, and he'll run the ball, trying to get a push from behind, and he won't. 4th down and 1, bottled up, and that'll be a turnover on downs as Canadian shot the gap and was able to stop forward momentum. Greeley Adams, the 5'9", 180-pound senior, was in there with a helmet on the football, and Cervantes needed a little push from behind from his running back Dominguez, but they just couldn't get any kind of penetration. They'll spot the ball on the 35-yard line. Probably needed another length of a football, and that's going to be one of several 4th down attempts that have gone with a turnover on downs.
Yeah, that's 0 for 3 on 4th down.
1:25 to go here in the 3rd. 49-0 Cats. They move the ball now from the right side hash mark, left side hash mark rather, right to left. Stacked wide receivers to the near side, and false start will be called on the Wildcats, a rare mistake that'll give Coach Cavalier something to coach for in the film room tomorrow. Cervantes will come out on this defensive set as he's been in there playing both ways, and that last offensive set for Canadian, he got rocked pretty good. False start again. Canadian will march back another 5. It'll be 1st down and 20 as the Wildcats get a little jumpy on offense. Flowers to the near side with Preston Newmeyer. Two big playmakers here tonight. Max Dumbold also in there, wide receiver. He's the inside receiver on the wide side right. Newmeyer comes up and stacks behind Flowers. They run the route from the left side, and Cavalier lets her fly. Newmeyer with the catch at the 38, and he's got some wheels to midfield. Spins around and tries to get out of the tackle, and he'll be stopped at the 45-yard line with a leg tackle by Braden Newman for the Rangers. That's good enough for a Canadian Wildcat first down at the Perryton 45 with 1:02 to go here before the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they had a 1st and 20, and they gained 30 yards on that play.
Slayton Dickinson, the sophomore, comes in at running back. Cavalier still in there as the signal caller. Flowers will block, and here comes Dickinson. Tries to break one tackle at the 30 for pay dirt, and saving the touchdown probably for the Rangers was the strong safety on the play. And the Rangers give up another first down, but at least save Dickinson from going to pay dirt. Pretty good job there. I believe that's Peyton Sunday back there, but I've got his jersey rolled up and I'm unable to spot that. A late defender will run off for the Rangers to keep them from getting 12 men on the field. Cavalier, misdirection play, still in the backfield, looking for help. There's the running back, Crooks. Caden Crooks, the senior. 165-pound running back off the left tackle. Or is that Dickinson? That's going to be Slayton Dickinson. My apologies. Dickinson, 26. That's the end of the third quarter. 4 fingers in the air, 4 toes if you got sandals. Canadian leads Perryton 49-0 at the end of 3 on 98.3 KXDJ. Fourth quarter. Welcome back to the broadcast booth. Bill Bob Thrash, Brad Herring alongside. Tight formation. 2nd down and 10. Now from left to right. Cavalier drops one over the shoulder of the defender, almost into the breadbasket of the receiver. That will fall incomplete as he floated that one off to the left side. Pretty good defense that time for the Rangers as they were able to get back there and cover the wide receiver and force the incompletion. 3rd and 10. Quickly out of the left side hash mark. Cavalier still in there to start the fourth quarter. Sammy Perez just a footstep away from Cameron Cavalier. He's running the ball at the 20. Hurdles the defender up to the 15-yard line. Eric Maharis was the would-be tackler, and he just went up and scissor-stepped him and got to the 15 for the first down. Cavalier flying high. 11:42 to go. Cameron Cavalier still in there at quarterback from the right side hash. The Rangers bring pressure. Little toss over to the left side. Flowers spins out of a would-be tackler, goes to the goal line. Is he in? Touchdown, Wildcats. Luke Flowers from Cameron Cavalier off to the left side. And the PAT upcoming to make it 56-0. Currently, a pair of fives on the board. 11:22 on the clock. Out of the Cameron Cavalier hold. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up And it's through. Canadian leads at 56-0 with 11:22 left to go in the ball game on 98.3 KXDJ.
Oil and gas producers, pumpers, company man.
$56-0 Canadian, 11:22 left to go here in the ball game. Cavalier to Flowers, 15 yards out for the last touchdown. Flowers wheeled his way into the end zone, spinning out of a would-be tackler. Now the kickoff directional to the left side. Hits the face mask of the return man, and the ball's on the turf. Fortunately for the Rangers, they're able to get up there and fall on top of it. Looked like the return man, Gordo Estrada, may have caught that off of the chin mark. Maybe that was Gus Eiler, 13, I believe it was. Eiler had that one go off of his face mask, and fortunately 3 yards forward for the Rangers, and they're able to keep possession from their own 20. Huddled up with first-year head coach Cole Underwood. And running back Caden Rodriguez will come off to the sideline. He was trying to get into the ball game. It's going to be Gus Eiler at the running back position. Cervantes will drop under center on this play. Joel Alvarez in there as they change the look. Tight formation with a couple of wide receivers stacked on the near side. Blackshear on the reverse toss up to the 25. Good run production there by Britt Blackshear. Gains 9 on the play to the Perryton 29. On the reverse toss there, Flo goes left. Blackshear gets the toss and goes behind the line in the opposite direction. They give him 8 to the 28. Second down and 2. 10:49 left to go here in the ball game. Blackshear comes off to the slot to the left side. And again, a tight formation, and Cervantes under center once again with a broken bone look in the backfield. Toss sweep coming towards us. Eiler trying to get around the corner. Will get the 30-yard line. That may be good enough for the first down if he didn't get out of bounds near the near sideline, and looks like they will give him the 30-yard line. Eiler moving the offense forward, and that does give the Rangers a first down and 10. Eiler on the toss sweep to the left. Move the chains for the good guys. Play clock at 22. Game clock now 10 minutes to go. Rangers trail 56-0. Quite the contrast.
Absolutely. Quite the contrast.
I'm trying to call the play.
It's an understatement here.
Under 10 to play. Play clock down to 3. Cervantes gets the snap. Good ball fake, but I'm not sure he intended to. I think he got confused with a busted play there, and either the backs weren't set or Julian was not on the same page as what he thought the play was going to go, and he's obviously taking a few shots. It'll be an ice bath and a hot tub in Cervantes' future, I can tell. He's going.
He's gassed.
Yeah, he's gassed and took a really hard shot in that possession 2 touchdowns ago. 9 minutes on the clock. Loss of 8 on the play. Second down and 18 from the near side hash mark, moving from right to left. That's the left side as the quarterback looks downfield. A back off to the right side hip, and the give to Eiler. Trying to find the hole. gets one of those big heavies to push him forward for maybe a yard and a half. Giovanni Hernandez in blocking position for Gus Eiler.
Down to the 24 for Eiler. Yeah, I was looking here. Perryton's had 8 first downs for the ball game to Canadians 21. And we were talking about, you know, the last couple of touchdowns. The last 3 touchdowns for Canadian took 6 seconds, 2 minutes 28 seconds, and 2 minutes 21 seconds, respectively.
That's like my 100-yard dash time, Brad. 8:13 on the clock. Cervantes tosses the ball, and it's caught. Great pass, great catch. Up to the 34-yard line. They get about 10 on the play. Nicely designed and brought in there with a pretty good above the helmet catch. Noel Venegas with the reception. And the Rangers now have it 4th down and 6 as they get most of that yardage that they lost on the sacks, but they will bring Joel Alvarez in to punt it away. Cervantes will trot out, as he's pretty much done it all tonight except for place kicking, because they haven't had the chance to do anything other than kick it from the 40. This is a good directional kick. Cameron Cavalier back there to return the punt, and fair caught at the 34. Cavalier walking towards the sideline. Not sure if he's checking for a play or if that's going to do it, and that is. Going to go over and get some last-minute coaching. A little slap on the behind, and that's going to be the ball game for senior quarterback Cameron Cavalier. What a general for the offense, huh?
Yeah, the other one they have is Clay Kendall, number 9, I believe, is who they've got on the roster as the second quarterback. We'll see who they actually put in.
Yep, Kendall has come in after getting the last-minute directions from Coach Andy Cavalier. Starts up in a shotgun look, and he'll hand the ball off to this back Dickinson, who's ran the ball here in the second half. Dickinson past the 35 up to the 39-yard line, gain of about 6 on the play, maybe 7 if they give him the 40, and they do. 2nd and 3. No pause in the action. You've got Perryton running the play clock down inside of 5 seconds. Canadian, they get set and look over for Coach Cavalier. This is probably the longest in between plays that I've seen. Play clock down to 17, 6:40 to go in the ball game. Running play, here comes the quarterback Kendall. It's got open running room 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, pushed out of bounds near the 15-yard line. Kendall showing he's got some speed. Clay Kendall, the 5'11", 155-pound junior quarterback.
48 yards on that scamper.
All the way down to the 12. Now the Wildcats operate from the left side hash mark. Low snap, handoff Dickinson around the left side. Breaks through the first wave, gets inside the 10 near the 7-yard line. Finally brought down on the left side by Perryton's Alexis Martinez. Give him 4 on the play. Under 6 to go here. Kendall claps for the ball. RPO, he'll keep it. Off to the left side, running towards the pylon. Dives for the pylon. He'll have the first down, but looks like he'll be out of bounds just short at around the 1-foot line as the ball came down as he was trying to outstretch his arms to try to get that touchdown. It'll be a first down and goal situation. Kendall the junior in for senior general Cameron Cavalier, who's played a heck of a ball game. First and goal from around the foot-yard line. In for the end zone. Dickinson will get the score as he delivers a punishing blow on the Ranger defender as he gets it into the end zone. Touchdown Wildcats. Sladen Dickinson, the sophomore, 5'10", 150 pounds, and he delivers the hit as opposed to being hit. Another one there that we saw as he lowered his shoulders and delivered that pounding blow getting into the end zone, much like he did to Julian Cervantes on that carry where they went head-to-head. Snap is good, hold is good, kick is up, and it's good. 63-0, Canadian with the lead, 5:20 to go here from Ranger Field on 98.3 KXDJ.
This is Monty Kinner, Daddy's Notes.
.520 to go. Team signal caller in, and he moved right down the field and scored with great speed. Backup running back in Dickinson. He showed he can run the ball and deliver a punishing blow. Kickoff bounces in front of Perryton's return man up forward to the 17, and forward progress will go to the 20 as a little push was given after the return man Gordo Estrada was able to get a little leg thrust. First and 10 Rangers from their own end. It's the 20-yard line moving from right to left.
Yeah, that last touchdown was 67 yards, took 5 plays, 2 minutes and 2 seconds off the clock.
Again, right up there around my 100-yard dash time. 5:09 to go from the right side hash mark. Cervantes on the delayed call throws it over the receivers and into the sideline. He just looked for the receiver to break open that time. Looked like it was intended for Noel Venegas. Also back there was Eric Majerus, and Julian Cervantes has taken a hit, and a possible late hit may come in on a roughing the passer call. Cervantes definitely favoring that left leg now. And coaches will come out to try to tend to him. Unsportsmanlike against Canadian. And that first will result in a first down for the Rangers. A 15-yard penalty up to the Perryton 35, and Julian Cervantes is
coming off the field.
Yeah, it's taking a beating tonight.
With a little hitch in his get along.
More than that.
Yeah. Bad ankle.
Yeah.
Left ankle, looks like.
So we'll see here. It looks like Sammy Perez will come in and be the signal caller. Peyton Sunday splits out wide to the right side. Perez calls for the ball, back straight, back up. Pump and go, good arm. And Eric Majerus looked down. He was looking like he could catch that football, but coming in, that train on the other track, Jesus Martinez, the senior, was barreling down on Eric Majerus, the 5'60", 160-pound senior, and that was headed for a catch and a possible flatten. Cervantes is going to suck it up and come in and take back over at quarterback, even though hobbled it appears. He's the floor leader. And now with trips to the right side, he'll hand the ball off to Rodriguez. Running the ball off of left tackle, forward to the 40, maybe the 41. Rangers are able to get a pretty good chunk. Give 5 on the carry, 3rd and 5. With the play clock down to 32, game clock at 4:22. The Rangers will get inside of 4 minutes on this play. Canadian will go to 4-0. Rangers will drop their 4th of the season, looking for that first win. Pampa will get the Rangers at their place next Friday night. Then a trip to Stratford. Here's Cervantes off of one leg. Straight back drop, throws the ball, caught by Maharis. Good running room. He's gone. 40, 35, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. Julian Cervantes to Eric Maharis on a little bubble screen route. And the Rangers get on the board to avoid the shutout. And the Ranger light storm gets underway for the first time.
Yeah, that's new.
Yep. The new sound and lighting system has been just waiting to be broken out. I'm not sure they had the programmability on the first
Yeah.
home game that we had here when we started off the season with Dalhart. At least I didn't notice it at the time. PAT upcoming out of the Britt Blackshear hole. Joel Alvarez kicks it through the uprights. Rangers avoid the sweep. No bagels tonight. 63-7 with 3:47 to go. Wildcats still lead on 98.3 KXDJ. All right, Brad, we just need 8 more.
Yeah.
Line drive, spinning top. It's the rolling pig at the 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and out of bounds. Just beyond the 40. Pretty good return that time, running directionally away from us to the Canadian sideline area. And Canadian will take over first down and 10. There is a flag on the play.
I didn't get the runner.
I didn't either. He was a different runner from the past. I believe it's Junior Cervantes, number 8, the sophomore, 5'5", 130 pounds.
Sounds good. I'll give it to him. It's against Canadian and decline. I don't think they want to re-kick it to him.
No, we don't want to kick it. Typically, and by statistics and by injury reports, special teams, the most violent plays without a doubt. And we'll have a timeout situation here, it looks like. Or what are we doing? We are gonna re-kick it.
Re-kick.
Yeah, we are re-kicking. Let's re-kick this thing. 3:40 to go in the ball game. This time I'll cheat, Brad. I'll look before he catches it, which is normally what you're supposed to do. But the things happen so fast around here, you're like, which way did he go? Which way did he go?
He's ticked off because he just, he had a 35, 40-yard run. He didn't get it. Number 6.
Luke Flowers is on the left, and this time they've got Julian Dominguez in as the back man. Max Stumbold is the up man as they show a couple of different opportunities back there. This kick is by Alvarez, bounces at the 4, takes a hop and just barely gets into the end zone as Dominguez lets it roll just past him, and it rolls in by about 2 yards. That was very dangerous, but it will be a 1st and 10 for Canadian. So victory for the penalty decision there. Instead of the 40, Alvarez is able to punch it into the end zone. 1st down and 10, Wildcats, 3:40 to go. Perryton down to 2 timeouts. Canadian has their full complement of 3. Not sure why they would need them here late in the ball game. Clay Kendall in there at quarterback as the reserve. Cameron Cavaliers' night is over. He was able to be responsible for the offense, putting up 56 points. Kendall, just a moment ago, led the team down the field on a just around 2-minute drive for his offensive stats. Lone touchdown here. Busted play. Kendall running through traffic, and he'll be tackled on the play. Good job by the Ranger defense that time. A couple of tackle credits will be given. Dalton Lesperance, part of that tackle, and Juan Alvarez, the 6'1", 301-pound senior, will get a half a sack each. Loss of 3 on the play. From the right side hash mark, here's Kendall. Clock down to 3 minutes. High snap, he maintains, and then the running back is just pummeled. And that's what 301 pounds feels like when it bounces on top of you. Juan Alvarez shot the gap and put the belly flop on the running back as he just rolled over Luke Flowers and landed on top of him. Flowers still in there. No, that is Dickinson. I cannot get those front side numbers. I apologize. Dickinson got the brunt of that last weight difference. High throw, knocked away, or is it? No, it is knocked away. Good defense that time for the Rangers. Pretty good man coverage. 50-50 ball for both players. And the Rangers were able to bat it away at the last minute. Peyton Sunday in there at strong safety. And that forces Canadian to punt it away on 4th down and long from their 19-yard line. High snap. Here comes the punt. It's blocked. Special teams blocked, and the Rangers will get the ball in the 10-yard line. Oh, my. They were up there quickly on that special teams unit. Zach Valdez with a run straight to the punter, who didn't appear to have a full 14-yard drop. And Valdez gets the Rangers the ball on the 10-yard line. 2 minutes to go. 63-7, and the Rangers are knocking on the door. Here's Cervantes, hands it off to Rodriguez, down to the goal line, turns, spins in, and he is just a little bit short at the 1. It'll be 1st down and goal to go. Caden Rodriguez finds a gap. 2nd down and goal to go. That was a goal line situation. I thought that ball was outside the 10, but it was not. And they've laid the sticks down, and it's 2nd down from inside the 1. 1:23 to go. Rangers trying to find a highlight reel. They have here in the 4th quarter made a couple of great plays and chance to score a 2nd touchdown. Handoff off to the right side, down to the goal line, and in for the score. Touchdown Rangers. I believe that was Sammy Perez. Was it not? Did you catch that, Brad? I totally
did not.
Looked for him to get off the pile. And it is. Sammy's still out there. He's got to be, looked like the one that carried that across the goal line. Perez, we're going to credit him with the touchdown. Perez gets the score. Now coming in to kick the PAT is Juan Alvarez. The kick is blocked, and it's loose. Canadian trying to get a 2-point all the way down the field return, but they won't get there. 1:01 remaining in the ball game. Rangers get a couple of late touchdowns and have a little bit of cheer going into the kickoff. 63-13, Canadian with a lead. We're back in a minute on 98.3 KXDJ. Here's the kickoff. It's deep and fair caught at the inside the 15-yard line. Anything a fair catch on a kickoff inside the 25 is like a touchback, and so Canadian will get the ball at the 25. First down and 10. Fair caught by Julian Dominguez for the Wildcats. 1:01 to go here, and this is where I come into the best play calling, Brad. I could do this as a coach. Now I haven't received any education, but I don't think they're going to do it. But this would be victory on 2. Here's Kendall. He's going to run the ball straight towards us, has the first down and more to midfield inside of Perryton territory. Looked like a possible horse collar there, but brought down by the jersey at the 44-yard line. First down and 10, inside of a minute to play, 41 on the clock, and this is more of a challenge for Canadian to try to score in a short amount of time. Last man back behind the line of scrimmage for the Rangers is Josue Avalos, and it's a high snap for Kendall, who will run the ball off of right tackle, and he's put down quickly on the play defensively by Anthony Magianis. No gain on the play, second down and 10, 16 seconds on the clock. Canadian, will they continue the onslaught or will they say calf rope? That's going to be the ball game. Canadian's going to win it 63-13 as time expires. We'll come back for a short post-game show. You're listening to High School Football on 98.3 KXDJ. Wildcats get her done 63-13 here on the road tonight to go to 4-0 while the Rangers drop their 4th in a row. They knew what Canadian brought to town, and they brought it. Rangers were able to get a couple of late fourth quarter touchdowns to keep from
the goose
being
egg
served the bagel. But for the most part, throughout the ball game, didn't take much time, and the Rangers saw how quickly football teams can score and how difficult it is to move against a very fast team speed Canadian Wildcats ball club tonight. Congratulations to first-year head coach Andy Cavalier, and for Coach Cole Underwood, trying to find that strength in those late moments to find some good that comes out of the ball game. But also tonight, I want to thank PTCI for letting us ride along, piggyback with our audio. You can check that out on their PTCI YouTube channel. Brad Herring has the stats behind the stats.
team comparison. Let's talk first downs. 25 first downs for Canadian, 10 for Perryton. They got those first downs, 9 for Canadian, 9 through the air, 16 first downs on the ground, was 6 of 8 on third down efficiency. No fourth downs for them. It's 502 total yards for Perryton, 10 first downs, 3 of those through the air, 7 on the ground. Only 3 of 13 on third down efficiency and 0 for 3 on fourth down efficiency. Was able to put 241 yards, total yards on Canadian, but most of that happened here in this fourth quarter. Perryton passing was 120 yards on 7 of 17. Passing average was 17.14, 7 yards per pass, 121 yards rushing, on 39 attempts, and they were 3.1 yards per carry for Perryton. For Canadian, in the passing department, 189 yards through the air on 9 of 20, and they averaged 9.45 per pass, rushing 313 yards on the ground on 30 attempts for Canadian, and averaging 10.43 per rush. Canadian had 4 penalties for 37 yards, Perryton 6 for 63, and the turnover department, each team had 1 turnover. Canadian had a muffed punt for a fumble, and Perryton had the 1 interception. They were in the punting department. Canadian only punted the ball twice tonight, and for 57 yards. They had one that was a net 0, and then Perryton had punted 7 times, 245 total yards, averaging 35 yards per. Time of possession, Perryton with 32 minutes, 5 seconds. Canadian with 15.55, or 15 minutes and 55 seconds. You know, basically they only had the ball a quarter of the ball game, and put 63-13 on to Perryton. It was very impressive. You know, just looking in the second half alone, Canadian, 1 play for 30 yards, touchdown. The next series, 8 plays, 2 minutes 28 seconds, 69 yards, touchdown. The next series, 2 minutes 21 seconds, 6 plays, 65 yards, touchdown. The next series, 2 minutes 2 seconds, 5 plays, 67 yards, touchdown. And you know, they just were a machine. I mean, they are a well-oiled, very disciplined, and a very good execution of their offense and their defense.
And for the Rangers tonight, some positives, some parts of the puzzle are starting to maybe show themselves, but consistency, not getting yourself behind the chains on 2nd and 3rd down, and staying away from penalties. Got to grade them out at probably a C- tonight.
Yeah, you know, you look at Perryton in the second half. You know, a 4-minute drive and a net of 2 yards punt. The second series, a 3-minute 34-second drive, 7 plays, 38 yards, turned over on downs. The next series, 3:46, 5 plays, 14 yards, punt. The next play, 47 seconds. That was the 80-yard touchdown, and then they had the the short touchdown here on the 10-yard line. Just the 2 plays and the TD here. You know, Perryton, of course, was playing against the 2nd and 3rd teamers there in the 4th quarter, but you know, just not able to sustain the drives. You know, move the chains. You know, we still have issues. You know, we've got, you know, 4th and 1. You know, we've got to have the 1 yard, and you know, Canadians' defensive line stands up our offensive line, and we didn't get an inch.
Yeah, we got to find that bruising back or combination to pick up and sustain those, because those are big. Keeps their offense off the field, keeps some momentum going, and they're learning, I believe, how to do that, but got to keep from shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah, the penalties are big, you know, and there's a couple of offsetting penalties there as well. You know, it's just, you know, frustration. You know, when you're getting beat like this, you know, you get frustrated, you get your dauber down, and you know, with Cervantes being a little gimpy here in this 4th quarter, you know, that certainly doesn't help, you know, when he's, you know, the leader of the team. And you know, he's got good legs, he's got good speed, but you know, compared to Canadian, we just don't have that kind of speed.
Got to give him an A for toughness, no doubt
Oh,
about
absolutely.
it. He could have taken himself out, and he to me, what I will hear from Monday from Coach Underwood is, Coach, I'm okay, let me play, when he obviously was not, but wanted to get in there and lead his team.
Absolutely.
I applaud that.
He's the general.
Indeed. Good job tonight. Had fun?
Enjoyed it.
Gonna stay. We got a roof over our head in the rainfall, which is
Yeah.
good. We didn't get rained on.
Didn't get rained on.
Yeah, we're smart enough to come in from the rain, as my mother would say, which is just not something she always said. Thanks to Rye Hargis. You did great as well, Rye, back at the studio. I want to thank our KXDJ Sports Booster Club sponsors for their participation in the 2023 KXDJ Sports Booster Club. Thanks to Perryton National Bank, DeWitt Roofing, Kimco Services, the Hansford County Vet Hospital, Cliff Land Brokers, First National Bank, PTCI, Perryton Realty, Chihuahua Auto Sales, Edward Jones, Equity Exchange, F&F Plumbing, Schilling Electric, Interstate Bank, the Adobe Walls Cotton Gin, A-Tech for You, N5 Wireline, Plains Land Bank, New Mare Drilling, Bill's Pest Control, Robertson Wireline, First Bank Southwest, the Perryton Activity Center, Daddy's Dogs and more, and Villagron Energy Services. Thank you for your support, and we encourage you to shop with these folks. Tell them thank you for supporting high school athletics on 98.3 KXDJ. Next Friday night, we'll call the game from Pampa. Pre-game starts just after 6:30. Kickoff at 7 o'clock, followed by another road trip to Stratford before the next home game is the district opener against the Levelland Lobos in 3 weeks. Thanks to Chris Samples, his lovely wife Deanne, for this great opportunity. This is Bill Bob Thrash saying once again, may God bless each and every one of you. Good night, everybody.
You lock your doors to keep criminals out, but do you lock your network doors? It's also important to keep your home network protected. According to experts, cybercrime continues to increase. With Protect IQ added to the PTCI Wi-Fi app, you can lock your home network doors. Don't wait to lock out intruders. Visit ptci.net to request Protect IQ and to download the PTCI Wi-Fi app today.